So I'm like, dang, so what you need child support for? I'm confused.
The same reason why women ask for child support.
So anyways, he still takes me. They look at my finances and they was like, oh my gosh, you make a lot of money. So we want you to pay $5,000 a month for your one child. That baby don't even got $5K of expenses. That baby can't even spend $5K in one day if we let him.
You're goddamn right.
Well, this is Miss B Nast. In case you don't know Miss B Nast, she's an OF model with over 2 million followers on Twitter. And I guess she makes a lot of money. With that much followers, maybe let's say if 2% followed her, or 3% or 5% followed her, or the other platforms, I mean, she makes a lot in a month.
So you swear Miss B Nasty has to pay $5K a month in child support? You know me, I'm on Twitter scrolling. I see Miss B Nasty said that baby don't even got $5K a month in expenses. LMAO, we've been trying to tell y'all that for years. So what people seem to realize now that child support payments, as high as they are kind of ridiculous if they don't line up with the actual expenses of the child. So they're starting to understand what some men go through. Granted, $5K a month isn't really realistic for the majority of men. It's really for the top 5%, 1% of men. But either way, it's still an important issue to highlight. This situation right here is almost unheard of when the mother of the child has to pay for the child support to the father. Almost always, it's always the opposite, where the father is paying the mother. Now, I don't know this woman. I don't know Miss who's gonna come clean this up. I don't know her, so I'm not gonna act like I do. What does it mean if you are the mother and you got to pay that child support to the father, though? I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the profession. Maybe it has something to do with something else. I have no idea. I think the biggest lesson out of all this is to be careful who you have kids with, because paying child support, no matter what side you're on, whether you're a man or a woman, bro, it just seems like a big-ass burden when you guys could just have a healthy family together and just figure out the expenses from there. The last place you want to go when it comes to your expenses is the courtroom, bro. But my people are always going to be there for some reason, you know what I mean? And that's a video for another day. These broken homes are going to affect your pockets, and it's going to affect your child's mental too, so just remember that.
No, it's no longer about the child or reimbursements for taking care of the child's expenses. It's more of, let me make a buck off him.
Child support court update. So I had court again today because a new judge was assigned to the case. If you don't know, I get $3,700 of child support every month, and I use it on myself. I don't use it on my kids. The old judge that was assigned to our case was okay with me spending, the child support on myself, because he clearly said it was just reimbursement for what I have been spending on my children. But the judge today was not having none of that shit, and she completely took me off of child support, meaning I'm now getting $0 for my 7 kids. I guess it's true when they say don't post everything on social media. I'm honestly in disbelief. I don't even know what to say anymore. Child support update because I requested a new judge. So I was receiving $3,700 of child support. Then they took it away and I appealed it. And I just got off my Zoom meeting with the judge and they reinstated my child support and actually gave me an increase. So instead of $3,700, I now receive $4,175. So the judge stated that I don't have to show receipts for anything that I pay with child support, as long as my kids have food, have a roof over their head, have a bed to sleep in, and have clothes on their back. So I'm back to receiving my child support and I'm super excited. And this increase is definitely going to buy me another bag.
As if it's even a great thing to brag about. She has like 7 kids. Not sure if it's from one man or 2, but she has like 7 kids and she's receiving that as child support. She's even proud. Do you have to be proud of that?
A single mother is allowed to spend her child support money on whatever she wants, and let me tell you why. I've been seeing a lot of controversy on what a woman can and cannot spend her child support money on. People are making TikToks about it, people are talking on their podcasts about it, saying that a single mother is not allowed to spend her child support money on her electricity, on her rent, or on her Wi-Fi. Let me just break it down for you on why a single mother is allowed to spend child support money on whatever she would like. So let's say a single mother goes to the store on the 1st of the month and she buys her child all new clothes and all new shoes, and she spends $300 $500 on her child. And now her child has everything they need. But then on the 15th of the month, she goes back to the store to buy diapers and wipes for her child and spends $200, right? That's $500. Now let's say on the 21st of the month, the father of her child sends her $350. She is allowed to take money from that child support and pay her electric. She is allowed to pay her Wi-Fi. She is allowed to use that money for her rent because that money is a reimbursement of what she already spent on the child. And it's not even a complete reimbursement. Not to mention, a lot of these men that are paying child support are only paying what the judge tells them to pay. So they are not helping cover the cost of child care the single mom is paying for just so she could put her child in child care so that she can work to pay for that child care. And best believe those men are not paying for food for the child weekly, are not buying new clothes for the child, are not buying new shoes for the child. They're only sending a set amount that woman has to deal with. So if a single mother is paying for everything for her child throughout the month, and the father of her child has to pay $10 in child support, $100 in child support, or $1,000 in child support, every amount is different, and she decides to spend that money on her electric, on her rent, that is fine because she has already provided for her child.
I think it's logic because if you're gonna say you want to, or maybe if I'm paying child support, then I say that, oh no, she can't spend money on anything other than my child. But look, there are hidden costs of you staying or taking care of the child. There'll be all those hidden costs that maybe the courts may not factor in. So I think from the logical point of view, it's I think it's okay as long as that child is being provided for. I mean, it's living the normal life. You understand? And it's being provided for. I think it doesn't matter whatever they spend on. I'm just saying because they're taking care of the child. At the end of the day, the bottom line is you are contributing to that child. So if at all maybe people decided to say, oh no, they shouldn't spend on anything, then it's going to be costly because you're going to have to start auditing the baby mamas to say, okay, where are the receipts you spend on the child? Where are the receipts for this month's child support? Like, what did you spend on it? Which doesn't make sense. So I think, yeah, from the logical point of view, yeah. It's just that mostly maybe people have talked about this or people get concerned over this because you find that maybe there are very responsible women as baby mamas. In some of these women, they spend this money on useless stuff. Maybe they go clubbing or they go whatever they do. But like you find it's because of that somebody will be concerned to say, oh, so the money I'm sending for a child, this is what you're doing with it.
So in regards to my last video, somebody said, so you'll never put your baby daddy on child support? And the answer is no. Let me tell you why. I'll never put my baby father on child support because I have to deal with this man for eternity, okay? It's not just 18 years. Like, life doesn't just stop at that. No. Until I'm gone, he's gone, or the baby's gone, we have to communicate because I believe in family. So until one of those things happen, that man needs to be your friend. Now, I'm not saying you got to sleep with him or you still got to be with him or you got to follow his direction. No.
Okay, she's not saying you got to sleep with him. You see, guys, I think maybe this, well, not to change the topic, but this is even the reason why most people don't want to marry baby mamas.
But it pays to build a friendship with that man. And you can't build a friendship when you get the courts involved to put him on child support to make these small ass payments because you're low key living off the payments. And some women aren't. They really support the child with the payments. But for the ones that don't, they collect the child support to be spiteful and to, try to help maintain their life. I'm not built for that. Okay. I would rather just work a little bit harder and deal with the headache of having to work a little bit harder or go a little bit harder than to put my baby daddy on child support. I'm not doing it. I'm not putting my baby father on child support. We need to be friends. And if you don't want to be here, if you don't want to be present, I'm not going to force you to be present. You don't want to be here? Well, shit, I don't either. I catch red flags real quick. So if I felt like at any point during the pregnancy or prior to you were giving me, you don't want the baby vibes, I'm pro-choice. So we can... no problem. I don't believe
she's already red flagged this one. She's talking about she catches red flags. Yeah, but you are not married, you have a kid, you're a baby mama, so what are you talking about? What red flags are you talking about here? Your whole being here is a red flag, and the thing you're talking about, yes, we understand. It's great that you don't want to put your guy on child support, mostly because maybe you've dealt it as adults, which is thing I was talking about. Like, if you're able to agree, because it's his kid, you make some arrangements and agreements, and you allow that man to be in the life of the child. These are things that you can agree, and the man who knows what's important, and he understands that. And I think most of the men would really appreciate mostly where these kind of arrangements. But where you legal up and say, you know what, you gotta pay me. It feels like maybe somebody's getting squeezed, even if it's not so much their pain, but the fact that you've gone all legal. You feel like, I mean, it doesn't feel. I don't think they. I'm just saying, guys. Thanks for watching and subscribe to the channel.